Hi Shinto. Yeah, so I'm in and out of the office all day. Like I'm kind of just really busy today. So I can't. I'm just kind of waiting around to see if you're here. So I thought I'd just record this for you. It'll be easier for you. Okay, so to answer your questions from before, which were, I'm sending you an email as well. You had a question about something about last week, and your just the due dates. Basically, they should be due by the beginning of class. Oh, here it is. Sorry. Stop by your office. Can students have location anywhere? No. So the location for the assignment number 2, which you've already taught, so at this point, it's not a huge deal. But the assignment 2 is a concept creation for the major project, which means they have one of 3 locations: the promenade, the beach, or the nature reserve / golf course. So they should have been using one of those 3. I've had that before where they pick Toronto and they pick different areas all over the map. For assignment 2, whatever, don't really concern yourself too much with it, but just make sure they understand that the major project and the major restaurant design will be at Friday Harbor in one of those 3 locations. There's no altering that. It's kind of based around much of what's going to be required of them. So make sure they know that. One person per submission, that's completely fine, and then just have their names, and then you can mark them from there. And how do you do it? You just write down the people's names, and if John gets a 9 out of 10, then so do all the other people's in the group. So you just have to record it and put it under there. You don't need something submitted to mark it. You can just put a mark inside the grade center for you. Few students submitted assignment 1 through assignment 2 link. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of a clunky way. Probably they just didn't, it wasn't communicated properly. So what you will do is that you will just ask them to email it to you, because at this point, it's kind of all kind of messed up. So yeah, get them to email it to you, and then you're just going to have to go through and manipulate that grade center. Go mark them, record them on a piece of paper, and then just go back through and just type them in where they need to belong. It's probably the best way. And then just going forward, make sure all of those things are properly set up in advance. And then that way you won't run into this. You probably had no idea, so I'm not blaming you whatsoever. An extended assignment to September 27th, which is tomorrow. Assignment 2 deadline will stay as 20. Yep, that makes perfect sense. So you have both assignment 1 and 2 kind of due exactly, well, I guess tomorrow on Tuesday. So that's fine. Okay, so other than that, menu engineering is the next one that we're going to be talking about. So I will bring over my mail here. I was just sending you something too. Okay, so what I sent you, and if we scroll down here, I sent you an in-class activity, a menu engineering. So these are just the same. One's a Word document and one's the Excel document. I suggest that you teach them in Excel because you'll want to teach them how to do these. And the menu engineering PowerPoint, usually what happens is I go through the first 4, 5, 6 slides, kind of tell them why we're doing this. And then once those calculation slides come up, it's more or less like just pull up the Excel sheet and start doing it with them, and then stopping and going back and talking about it. So you'll want to go through it once or twice yourself just to make sure you understand what you're talking about. So I'll just open up this one. So this one here is the in-class, okay? So basically what they have here is it's very simple. In this scenario, they have 5 different options: chicken, steak, seafood, tofu, pork. The requirement is you need 3 things, which is how many did you sell, what is the food cost, and what is the sales price. And then from here, we will be able to figure out everything else. Highlight it all in yellow just to make sure they know what they're doing. There's only a few tricky ones, I suppose, that you wouldn't know automatically. So the first one is just going to be, so we're also going to teach some formulas. You're a food beverage guy, so you probably know Excel and formulas pretty well. Basically, we're just going to do some formulas and some basic addition ones or division, and that's about it. So first one is our numbers sold. So we just want the total number sold. So equal sign is how you start any sort of formula. Now I can say equals and go add, hit the plus sign and do all this and add these all up, which is just me adding up all B4, B5, B6, B7, B8, 575. Or I could go equals SUM, which is a sum function, which means add the entire range of numbers, open bracket, and you can see underneath here it says number 1, number 2, number 3. It's basically asking you to click and drag a set of numbers, and then you press enter. So that's super easy, and you might already know all this, and I apologize if you do. Next one is menu mix. So basically what we're doing here is we're saying it's popularity, it's menu mix. What is this 72 chickens divided by all of the entrees sold, and it'll tell you 0.1252. So we'll go through all this and do the same thing for all of these. You can teach them what they call is a absolute formula, which is basically putting a dollar sign in front of B and a dollar sign in front of the 9 here. And that's what that's saying is that when I copy and paste this formula down, I want all of the B4, B5, B6, whatever, divided by this number. I don't want this one to change. So if I can go to this bottom corner, click and drag this down, and it'll do all the math here for me. And then you want to formulate this or format this into a percentage. So you can go down here and just pick percentage and 2 decimals, which it already is. So those are all the menu mix. And if you can tell them if they want to check, they can add up the sum. It should be equal 100%. If you get that, that's another go in. So students might complain and say, hey, I have a bunch of number signs. Those number signs are essentially just, there's not enough room. So they just need to change the width. And they can double click real quick to change the size, or they can click and drag. Next one's food cost, food sales. So item CM is the contribution margin, which is the sales price minus the food cost. You make $9.80. Menu cost will be how much does it cost for 72 items at that food cost. Helps with ordering. Again, that number thing. Menu revenue is how much money are we going to make off selling 72 chicken dishes. And I'll keep moving this out. And menu contribution margin is how much do we get to keep as a contribution margin after we sell 72 chicken dishes. We can't figure out contribution margin category or menu mix category yet until we do all of the other stuff. So great thing here in Excel though, copy paste all these. You can right click as well and copy and highlight and paste, and that works. Paste. That works as well, but I do if you go to the bottom right hand corner of any cell, there's like a little crosshair that opens up, and that's the easiest way. And then we have some totals we want to do. So the total of the menu cost equals the sum of all of these items. Enter. And then same thing here. These you actually can copy and paste because the program's so smart that it knows if this one is the sum of G4 to G8, then it knows that this one will be the sum of H4 to H8, and then this one will be the sum of I4 to I8. So basically it's just adding all those up for you. Food cost. So food cost, it's crazy how some of the students still don't know this, but food cost will be how much well, I guess I should know this. Food cost should be how much was the cost divided by revenue. Is that right? Yes. The cost, oh, I did the wrong columns. The total cost divided by the total revenue. Your food cost percent is 32.53%. And again, just change that over to a percentage. And I don't like doing this stuff for them. I could set up this automatically that it just showed it as a percent, but it's kind of good information. Average menu mix. So this one's pretty simple. This is 1 divided by the number of items you have on your menu, which is 5. Chicken, steak, seafood, tofu, pork. 1 divided by 5 is 0.2 or 20%. Basically, they're saying if everyone came in and ordered the dishes, the same amount of dishes, 20% would be the average, right? So 20%, so anything that we sell over 20%, you sell more than average. Anything that you sell under 20% sells less than average. And the average contribution margin will be the total contribution of the margin for the whole menu divided by how many items it took me to sell to get that amount. So it's $11.62. So essentially what I'm saying is that $11.62 is the average amount that I make every time somebody walks in the door. Now, we know as a menu, certain items make you more money, certain items make you less. That's your average. So those are your two numbers. This thing's annoying. Get out of my way. So what we're going to do here in the CM category is that anything that's... Just going to move this up so I can see it. There you go. Anything that is... So contribution margin. So anything that's less than $11.62 will get an L for lower. So 980 is lower. I'm looking at this column here for contribution margin. 1360 is higher. 1525 higher. 1025 lower. 955 lower. That's it. And then for menu mix, same thing. We're using the average menu mix. It's 20%. So anything over 20% is high. Anything under is bad or low. So low, because that's 12.52. Again, we're looking here. High, low, high, high. Now, if you refer to the PowerPoint, it gives you all the classifications and basically what they mean. The chicken is what we call a dog. It is not only not popular, it is also, we don't make as much money as we should on this. So it's not ideal. Dogs are ones that we often want to change. This one is a star. We make a lot of money and it's popular. Don't touch it, don't fix it. This one here is called a puzzle, which means it has a high contribution margin, but we don't sell more than average of them. Like we don't sell more than 20%. So it's a bit of a puzzle. And then these two here would be called what we call plow horses. And basically a plow horse is that we don't make a whole lot, but we sell a lot of them. You know, that's like your chicken wings at a bar. You don't make a lot of chicken wings, but you sure sell a lot of them. So that's kind of how we classify these. And then in the PowerPoint, you'll see it goes into how do you make, the idea is either how do we make these that they're all stars or they're all better, or in the scenario of a dog, do we keep it, and what are some of the reasons that we keep it? And there's a ton. You know, like you have all the ingredients. It's the only chicken dish on the menu. It's a fan favorite. It's a signature dish. These are all good reasons to keep these dishes, even though they might not make you much. So if we're still keeping it, then we say, okay, well, how do we make a little bit more money off it? So that's the in-class activity that you follow along with. Now, when it comes to the assignment's the same, but the only thing about the assignment is that we go into a little bit more detail, and then they also have to graph it. So this KEG menu engineering, so it's a little bit more intense, but really it should be about an hour to teach what we just went through there in about 5 minutes. So this is a full week of the actual food cost sales and amount sold of the Berry KEG for their appetizer menu. Important thing to note is that you can't do a menu engineering analysis of apps, entrees, and desserts on the same one. It has to be all appetizers, all salads, all soups, all entrees. They have to be in the same category. It wouldn't really make sense. So we have to do exactly what we already did in the previous one. So there's no difference. I even give them some of the calculations, so to remind them what columns they're multiplying or dividing or subtracting from. There is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 items. So your average menu mix will be 10%, so 1 divided by 10. I don't remember exactly what the contribution margin was for average, but let's say it's $3, just for the sake of this event. Okay, so they're going to go through, they're going to complete all of these classifications. They're going to get 2 areas that they're going to still need to review. So they're going to need to know their menu mix and their contribution margin, and remember it, because down here, what they will be doing is that now they're going to graph it. So, whoa, hold on. So you'll see I put 2 sets I can't minimize my screen while I'm recording, or I would zoom out a little bit here. There we go. Okay, that's better. Okay, so real quick, the average contribution margin, as an example, we said 3. The average menu mix is going to be 10%. That is this spot right here, right in the middle. Okay, 10% and $3. That's the exactly in the middle. So we're going to graph these. So we have one set, which is the legend, and then the other set is going to be what we're going to grab and place. So baked garlic shrimp, we roll up here. Baked garlic shrimp. I guess I need some data. But luckily, this stuff takes no time at all. So just do this. Boom. And then item CM is E. E minus D. Copy and paste. Okay. So now you have all these different contribution margins. So I actually think the contribution margin for this is like $6. I forget exactly, but let's just say it's $6 for the sake of this little example. You'll find out what it actually is when you do the assignment. Okay, so if I was to graph baked garlic shrimp, 10.2 and $5. So 10.2 and $5. So this is the menu mix. So I'm assuming 0 is at the bottom or very low. This is 10 and this is higher. So you know it's going to go just over top of this thing here. And then it was $5, which is not good. The average is 6. So then it goes over on this side. So basically what we're trying to show is that this is the baked garlic shrimp. Yes, it is a plow horse, but because it's just over that 10%, it's literally on the fringe of being a dog. It is not a good dish. Garlic cheese toast. I grabbed the wrong one. Garlic cheese toast. 12.19, 4.44. So this is 12.19. Whoops, daisy. I don't want to do that. So I grab this little guy. It's 12, so it's quite a bit higher, but it's 4.44, so we're going to move it down a little bit more. And you just keep doing that. So then you can find, so what's a good one? Baked goat cheese, 13.25 and 7.62. So baked goat cheese is this guy. It's 13 and it's $7, so it's over in a star and it's doing well. And then you get some really bad ones. What's a dog? I don't know if I have one. That's why I think there's no actual dogs in this particular one. I might change it so there is. Anyways, so you're going to map all of these, and then what they will do after this. So once they map these all, they put it in here, then they roll down here, and they're going to suggest 3 different items or appetizers that they would change or remove or adjust or something. And the idea of this whole class is to get them to think, hey, okay, so if there's a plow horse that's just on the fringe and they just need to make a little bit more money, then it's just something that we can do that if we charge more money, we go up this way, but typically the result is you charge more, you sell less, right? So it's one of those things, okay, we charge more, but we sell less. Am I okay with that move? You know, it could be something where we have a puzzle here where we're just trying to sell more to get it up over that thing. So it's a placement on the menu. It's a server promotion. You know, you cut the cost by 50 cents, but it's not enough to bring you down this way into the dog area, and you might get up into the star. Just think of different ways of how do you improve your menu items through portion size, through costing, through pricing on the menu, through placement on the menu, or all of those different options. And it's usually a combination of not just one, but maybe several. So that is, in a nutshell, how to do the KEG menu engineering in-class activity and assignment. Again, put this as on your actual Blackboard. Put this as an assignment that they're able to submit. Oh boy. I don't know why this is so big. Well, I was trying to show you how to do that, but apparently not. Okay. Sorry, I'm working with too many monitors. So yeah, that's in a nutshell. In your assignments, you can just add as assignment submission link, as I showed you earlier. You know, you put this assignment blank in there, you ask them to finish it and submit it by the end of class, and away we go. So I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any other questions, of course, and we'll just go from there. And I'm here Tuesday. I think you teach Wednesday, so I am here Tuesday if you do need to chat.